your registration, you have a system, you have a back end that you can use to do your business, and you are a member of the P1 family. Now, what does becoming a member of the P1 family mean? What it means is that when you make any sales in the P1 company, you earn commission. You earn commission. You are like a commission partner with the P1 group. Like the newly introduced land in Aba, if you sell that land right now, you are earning commission. As a consultant, you earn commission of about 5% to 10%. Of about 5% to 10%. So assuming that land is selling for 3 million naira and you sell one plot, you are already going home with 300,000, less a little bit for tax. Less tax, less withholding tax. You are going home with 300,000 naira if you should sell that land as it goes into the market fully today. So as a consultant, like I said, you earn 10% commission from any sales you make in the P1 group. From any of these 16 companies with all the estates spread all over Nigeria, if you make any sales, you get 10% commission. It does not stop there for you. If you recruit anybody who joins your team as a partner with the P1 group, and that person makes a sales, you'll be earning like 5% commission. You'll be earning like 5% commission. So you can just imagine that, like I was talking about the Cedarwood estate that just launched in Aba, Abia State. If you recruit somebody and the person makes a sales of, let me say, 3 million naira, that's the cost of the land, you'll be going home with 5%. 5% of 3 million naira is 150,000 naira, less a little bit for tax. By signing up as a consultant with 1,650 naira only. 1,650 naira only. Now we have 4 other ways you can also become a member of the P1 family. The first is to come in as a partner. You sign up with 37,650. 1,650 is for registration, and 36,000 naira is an annual administrative fee that partners pay. Now PBOs pay annual administrative fee of 36,000 naira. Now what this means for you is that you earn commission not only from what you do, but you earn in 3 other levels. As a consultant, you earn in only 1 level after what you do. But as a partner, you earn from what you do, and you also earn in 3 other levels. And as a partner, you actually earn more. Why the consultant earns 5 to 10% as commission on direct sales, as a partner you earn 5 to 15%. You can earn as much as 15%. So assuming, like I was talking about the newly introduced estate in the P1 group, the Cedarwood estate in Aba, Abia State, assuming that land is selling for 3 million naira and you sell a plot, you'll be going on with about 450,000 naira, less a little bit for tax. 450,000 naira, just one sales. You don't have to put up an office, you don't have to employ staff, just leverage the platform put up by the company, and you are in business, you are good to go. By signing up with P1 Group as a partner with 37,650 naira, 1,650 for registration, and 36,000 is the annual admin fee that every partner pays. Now, what else do we do for you, even as a consultant or partner? When you bring your clients for inspection, all these companies have vehicles, inspection vehicles, that will take your client to the site to inspect the land you are buying. They all have offices spread across Nigeria where you can take your client to. They will be taken care of and taken for inspection, even if you are not in Nigeria, and you send a client to the office, the client will be taken care of. And when that sales is done, you still get your commission. So I've told you about 2 ways you can become a member of the P1 family, as a consultant and as a partner. Now I'm going to be talking about the 3rd way. The 3rd way are what we call the elite partners. They earn the same way as the partners. The only way to do that, an elite partner at times is a company that signs up 5 staff of the company. These staffs market and the company earns commission. These staffs market and the company earns commission. So at times individuals also become elite partners, but it is actually a corporate package that the company puts on for companies who want to partner with the PWAN group. So that's the third way. Now the fourth way are the VIP partners. VIPs are at times church pastors, senior pastors of various churches who want to empower the youth in their church. Instead of just giving them money, they sign them up with the PWAN group. We teach them what to do, and they're doing it. They earn a living for themselves and also become useful in the vineyard where they worship. Apart from churches, individuals that have the wherewithal who want to empower youth in their communities or in their neighborhood also do this. We refer to them as the VIP partners. Now, I've told you about 2 ways you can make an income as a partner or consultant with PWAN Group. One is by your direct commission, which is your direct sales. The other one is indirect commission, which is the sales made by the people who join your team as partners with the PWAN Group. For every sales they make, you also earn a commission. For the consultant, it is just direct and 1 level of indirect. For the partner, it is direct and 3 levels of indirect. We have the first level indirect commission of 5%, we have the second level indirect commission of 3%, and we have the third level indirect commission of 2%. Now, there are other ways you also earn money as a member of the PWAN family. Other one is the performance bonus, what we call performance bonus. If you meet a certain target of sales in a year, the company puts aside 1% of the sales of the group, and part of this 1%, a good part of this 1%, is shared among deserving partners who meet the target for that qualification. So that's the third way you can also earn. Recently we paid performance bonus. Some people went home with 800 and something thousand, 700 and something thousand, 400 and something thousand, 500, 600, even 200 and something thousand. Several of them, over 60 to 70 partners, went home with that performance bonus. The terms and conditions are in the handbook, the partners handbook, that will be available by the 12th of June, completely in handbook and on soft copy. On the 12th of June, you can pick it up from any of the offices. The partners handbook, the PWAN business owners handbook, and that is where I'm going to right now. Another way you can partner with PWAN is to become a PWAN business owner. Like I said, it is a program that was newly introduced precisely on the 1st of May this year, but it has already taken off. Right now, as I speak to you, there are over 200 registered PBOs. As you can see from the badge on my chest, PBO. I am a PWAN business owner. That's what it says. I'm actually a PWAN business owner. Even though I'm the group managing director of the PWAN group, I became a PWAN business owner the day PWAN business ownership was introduced. I subscribed for a home, for an apartment. I also subscribed for my children. My kids are young, but I know that by the time they become adults, they will be landlords and landladies because of this program. And if you are listening to me now, right now, and you have not signed up as a PBO, I want to encourage you to do so. It is revolutionary. It is something that can make home ownership dream really, really a reality for as many people as possible. Now, to become a PWAN business owner, you also do registration with 1,650. You pay the annual admin fee of 36,000 naira, and you go on to subscribe for your home, for your apartment, for your house, whatever it is that you are interested in. The list is 15 million naira. But starting with as little as 15,000 naira, you can work towards that home ownership. So what this means is that you can become a P1 business owner with 52,650 naira. 52,650 naira. What does it cover? 1,650 for your registration fee, 36,000 naira your annual admin fee, and then 15,000 naira towards your home ownership. And I'm going to be showing you how you can become a home owner by just putting aside 15,000 naira every month. Initially, we said you could achieve this in 5 years, but after looking at it further, we discovered you can actually achieve this within 30 months, within 2.5 years. You can achieve the amount you need to own your home in the next 1.5 years. And in another 1 year, the house is built and ready for packing. That is 2.5 years. And I'm going to be showing you how that is going to be possible. Now, I'm going to start by saying that as a P1 business owner, there are 9 ways you can earn income. There are 9 ways you can earn in P1 Group. And I'm going to be starting from the first to the last. And then I'm going to show you how you can turn 15,000 naira into 15 million, into 50 million, into 150 million. The sky is just the beginning. That's why we say that in P1 Group, there is no limit. Now, let me use where I have it here on my phone to take you through the 9 ways you can earn as a P1 business owner. 9 ways you can earn as a P1 business owner. Nine ways you can earn as a P1 business owner. I'm going to be taking you through that right now. Okay, I can do without this since it's not opening so quickly. I know it's offhand. So now the first way you earn is by building a team through recruitment. As a network marketer, if you are not building a team, you are cheating yourself. Like he said everywhere, money is in people. What does Facebook trade with? People. Amazon, people. Google, people. If you are not building a team for your business, you are cheating yourself. Even in the P1 Group, all the staff are people. In the market, everybody you see there are people. In your village, everybody you see there are people. In your family, everybody is people. The salon, wherever you go, people are everywhere. And as a network marketer, you must build a team. I used to tell people that I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own effort. 100% of my effort is limited to my ability, mental ability, physical ability, and otherwise, even spiritual ability, emotional ability. Because if I'm not in a good frame of mind, I may not be able to work. If I'm not spiritually strong, I may not be able to attract favor. So all these things are limited to my ability, to my own income potential, my personal income potential. But when I partner with 100 people in my business, I become 101 persons. 101 persons, that's what it means. So I'd rather make 1% of the effort of 100 people than make 100% of my own effort. So the first way you earn as a P1 business owner is by building a team. Every time you recruit a P1 business owner, the company pays you 7,200 naira. That is your direct recruitment bonus. You earn a direct recruitment bonus of 7,200 naira. So you can imagine if you recruit 5 people, that is 36,000 naira. Now the second way you also earn through team building is indirect recruitment bonus. And we have 2 levels of that. If when everybody you recruited recruits other people, you earn 5,760 each. So you can imagine if those 5 people you recruited also recruited 5 people, that is 25 people, you will earn 144,000 naira. 5,760 times 25 is 144,000 naira. Now, when those 25 people also recruit 5 people each, you are still earning. You earn 2,880 naira. In that level, there are 125 people. You earn 2,880 naira times 125 people. That is 360,000 naira. Now, let's calculate it. 36,000 plus 144,000 plus 360,000 will give you 540,000 naira. Let us assume it takes you 1 year to achieve that. What it means is that in 1 year, by becoming a PWAN business owner, you have earned 540,000 naira. Becoming a PWAN business owner with 52,650 naira, you have earned 540,000 naira. If you just take out like 6,000 to pay your annual admin fee the next year, you still have 504,000 naira left. That can take care of your logistics, transport to do your business, can take care of data, it can even take care of food during that year. Now I've shown you the direct recruitment bonus, the indirect recruitment bonus, and I said there are 9 ways you can earn income as a member of the PWAN group, as a PWAN business owner, Now the third way is through the commissions you make if you make sales of land in the group. And again, we have the direct commission and we have the indirect commission. So if you make any sales, be it of a house, be it of a land, as a PWAN business owner, you are earning commission of, like I said, between 5% and 15%. And I gave the illustration of Cedarwood estate that just came up in Abia State, the latest estate in the group. And I said, assuming that estate is selling for 3 million naira, and you sell just 1 plot, as a PWAN business owner, you'll be going home with about 450,000 naira. It's about 450,000 naira, less a little bit of that money for tax. You'll still go with 470,000 naira as a PWAN business owner. Now the fourth way you earn as a PWAN business owner is the indirect sales commission. We have talked about the direct sales commission and indirect sales commission as a PBO. You also earn in 3 levels: 5%, 3%, and 2%. So these are 4 ways that you can earn as a PWAN business owner. Now the 5th way is something we just introduced that we call monthly performance bonus. Going forward as a PBO, you are not just waiting till the end of the year to earn performance bonus. You now can earn performance bonus on a monthly basis. Every month, the next month, we calculate what has happened in your organization, and a starting fraction of the total income made by the group is shared among the deserving PBOs. So that's the 5th way you can earn income as a PWAN business owner. We still have the annual performance bonus, which is now the 6th way. We have the annual performance bonus, a 6th way you can earn income as a PWAN business owner. At the end of the year, if you meet the target which is in the handbook, a starting fraction of the company's income is also shared among deserving PBOs. So right now I've told you about 6 ways you can earn income as a PWAN business owner. There are 9 ways. I'm going to be talking about the 3 remaining ways. There are actually 12 ways, but the other 3 ways are limited because you have to rise to a certain level in the growth, your growth as a PWAN business owner, before you can earn in those levels, before you can earn as a diamond director and as a national director. And also the 3rd one in that category is the center recruitment bonus, which I've always talked about, which I said is a little bit limited because you must meet the target within a quarter. And the quarter is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, or October, November, December. So I've talked to you about 6 ways you can earn income as a PWAN business owner. And I said that the first way is through team building. And under team building, there are two categories. You have direct recruitment bonus and you have indirect recruitment bonus. And the next one is through sales. And under sales, there are also two categories. You have direct sales commission and you have indirect sales commission. And I talked about performance bonus, and there are also two categories, the monthly performance bonus and the annual performance bonus, making 6. Now, the 7th way you can earn income as a PWAN business owner is by running a PWAN center. If you have a PWAN center, the moment you become what we call a team manager, you have up to 30 PBOs in your team, or you have up to 30 partners in your team, you can request to own a PWAN center. You will officially own a PWAN center, and you will earn 1% of every sales made in that center. 1% of every sales made in the center that you run. Some people make over 1 million naira from just that, operating a PWAN center. So that's the 7th way you earn income as a PWAN business owner. And then we have the 8th way. The 8th way is what we call the manager bonuses. Now, when you become a team manager, in this place, I'm going to talk to you about the growth progression as a PWAN business owner. When you become a PWAN business owner and you recruit 5 PWAN business owners, you are known as what we call an assistant manager or senior partner. If you recruit 5 partners, what we call senior partner or assistant manager if it is a PBO. Now, when you have 5 senior partners or 5 assistant managers in your team, you are a team manager. And like I said, you earn income from your direct recruitment, and you earn in these 2 levels of indirect. The first level and the second level. And it stops there. But there is so much more to make as a manager as you begin to climb the manager ladder. Now, when you have a certain number of managers in your team, certain number of managers in your team, as a partner or as a PBO, and you achieve a certain amount in a year from your sales or from what I'm going to be discussing about next, you become a Sapphire manager. Then from Sapphire manager, you become Emerald. From Emerald, you become Diamond manager. As a Sapphire manager, the company will pay you 1.2 million naira and also give you an international all-expense paid vacation for 2. You can travel with your spouse or with any of the partners in your team as a Sapphire manager. Now, when you become an Emerald manager, the company pays rent for you. 1.5 million naira rent subsidy is given to you. 1.5 million naira is also given to you to make it up. That is 3 million. And then you are given a car fund of 6 million naira, making 9 million naira altogether when you become an Emerald manager. Now, when you become a Diamond manager, the company builds a house for you, a house worth 30 million naira. You are given 10 million naira to furnish it. You get 15 million naira brand new car. You get an all expense paid vacation for your family, mother, father, and 4 children. Or if you are not married, you and your team members can go on that trip. There is no cash alternative for this trip. And you also get 6 million naira in dollars or in pounds, depending on where you are going to. 6 million naira, so you have enough to shop. You have enough to really have a good time. The vacation is all expense paid for the whole family or for the team of 6 traveling. You get accommodation, logistics is taken care of, like your flight, pick up and drop off in the airport. You have food throughout the period is taken care of. In fact, you get a first class treatment. And then, of course, like I said, from Diamond manager, you become a Diamond director and later a national director. Now, that is discussion for another day. We'll be talking about that one more next month when the handbook comes out. So it will be so easy for everybody to follow. So I've talked about the 8th way you can earn income as a P1 business owner. Let me recap these 8 ways again before I go into the last one. I talked about recruitment bonus, 2 levels, you are direct and you are indirect, 2 categories. I talked about sales commission, 2 categories, you are direct sales commission and you are indirect sales commission. I talked about performance bonus, now we have the monthly performance bonus for PBOs and we have the annual performance bonus. I now talked about center bonus for those people that operate centers for the group, and I talked about the manager bonus, making 8. Now I'm going to be talking about the last one, which is, in my opinion, where the money is. Over the years, we've been making money in P1, but I want to tell you that you have not seen anything yet. We've had partners that make 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. We've had partners that at once made over 14 million, over 5 million, over 9 million. But what we just introduced for P1 business owners is something that will so change so many lives. The P1 group has always been known as life changers. We've been referred to in so many ways. People who never could pay rent, so when they join P1, they're able to pay rent, they're able to take care of their family, they're able to travel abroad. We've taken so many people abroad on an all-expense paid vacations. Many of them own cars today. They're able to send money to their homes for their parents, take care of their younger ones, or even their elder ones. Some of them have started building their own homes, both in the village and even here in the city. But we've just introduced something that can cut across. That is why we introduced the P1 Business Ownership Program on the 1st of May, 2020. And like I said, just barely a month. The month is ending in 2 days' time. Just barely a month that program was introduced. We have over 200 PBOs. We have over 200 PBOs. We have PBOs in Nigeria, we have in US, we have in Canada, we have in France, we have in London, we have in, well, by London I mean in the UK, we have in Europe, we have somebody in Italy, we have in Ghana, we have in South Africa, in just this 1 month. These are potential homeowners. And I want to tell you how you can become a homeowner even with 52,650 naira. And remember what that 52,650 naira stands for. 1,650 is your registration fee as a P1 business owner. 36,000 naira is your annual admin fee as a P1 business owner. And then 15,000 naira is your first installment towards a home. What, even if it is 15 million naira. Some people became PBOs with 150,000, some with 300,000, some with 200,000. Between 15,000 naira and 1.5 million, there are 100 ways you can become a P1 business owner. 45, 60, 75, 90, whatever you can afford to start with. And then we expect you as a P1 business owner to pay in 15,000 naira only. Even if you started with 150,000, you should be able to pay in 15,000 naira into that home ownership account and watch it grow. And I'm going to show you how that thing can grow beyond your widest imagination. I normally tell people about compound interest. Compounding. Compound interest has been referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. And that's what people that have understanding of money have leveraged to become multi-billionaires. And you too can leverage it. I used to ask people a question. Assuming I give you 1 naira double 26 times, I give you 1 billion naira just now, just at once. Which would you take? For the uninitiated, for the uneducated, they would say 1 billion naira. But I want to tell you that 1 billion naira can slip off your hand in 1 week, even in 1 day, depending on your lifestyle. But if I give you 1 naira double 26 times, at the end of 26 times, you have 67 million. But that is not the matter. 67 million naira is not the matter. The thing is that you learn a process. You discover a process of multiplication that so many people overlook. You want to start a business for somebody, and you tell the person, I will set you up in business. The person simply said, just give me the money, I know what to do. If I come to somebody now and I say, I want to sign you up as a P1 business owner, the person can tell me, just give me that 52,650. I know what to do with it. The truth of the matter is that 52,650 can finish today. Meanwhile, the same 52,650, when put in a business, can produce billions. When we started P1 Group in 2012, my husband and I were squatting. We squatted in 13 different places in 2.5 years. We did not even have money to start a business. Our first office was in a bar where we used to go and sit down and wait for customers. But from that bar, we built a business because we understand multiplication. We understand the functions of money. We understand how money works. So many people earn good salaries. If you bring another income opportunity to them, they are worried about the small money they are going to invest inside that income opportunity, inside that business. They are not thinking about the multiplied millions they can make from that business opportunity. What they're worrying about is, if I put in this money now, am I sure I will get it back? What if I can't do it? Will I get back my money? 52,650 naira is not something you should be worrying about. What you should be thinking about. Now, I used worrying about for that, and the other one I used thinking about. What you should be thinking about is how you are going to make the multiplied millions that can be made from this business opportunity. And if you learn everything you need to learn, like this night, I will be online by 9 o'clock on Zoom, teaching like I've been doing for the past weeks. And tomorrow night, Mr. Michael Akwete will be online by 9 p.m. also teaching. And next tomorrow, Saturday, the last day of the month, Mrs. Obianujichi Moba will also be online teaching. Now, taking it one by one on how you can grow your business using the internet. Mike is going to be training you on network marketing as it is. And I'm going to be introducing you to this program again and helping you open your mind to receive what you need to succeed in it. So by 9 p.m. I will be on Zoom, continuing with the training I've been doing for the past weeks. Now, how do you really accumulate money, accumulate points that can turn into cash as a P1 business owner? Yesterday night, somebody called me and said, OJ, you started again. And I said, what am I starting? 8 years ago, when we started P1, the same thing. Several of my friends said to me, you and this your real estate business, you and this your network marketing. So then many of them come to me and say, if we had known, we would have joined you there. So many people are doing the same thing even now. Subscribing for their home ownership and making it another income opportunity for themselves is going to be a great problem for so many people. But I know that if you are listening to me, if you took time to tune into this program, you are not going to be among those people. In 2 days' time, May will end. I want to celebrate everybody next month, on the 12th of next month. Everybody that became a P1 business owner in the month of May. This is our first month as P1 business owners. And if you joined us in this month as a PBO, what it means is that you are among the pioneer members. And I know that in the next 2 years, if you follow up with the training and you do everything you are told to do, in another 2.5 years maximum, you should have your own house. Now, when you become a PBO, apart from all the 8 benefits, all the 8 opportunities I've talked about, the company gives you 35 points. 35 points. I want you to pay attention. The company gives you 35 points, which we call points value, 35 PB. Now, if you recruit 5 PBOs, the company gives 175 PB. 50,000 naira into that your property account, the company gives you 10 PV again. And every time anybody that is in your team up to the 8th level deposits 15,000 naira into their property account, the company gives you another 10 PV. Their money is intact. The money they are putting together for their home is intact. But the company gives them points and also gives you points. Now every point as a PWAN business owner is 12 naira. 12 naira. What this means is that if you accumulate 1 million points, let me say the next 1 year, you have earned 12 million naira. Are you not close to becoming a homeowner? Are you not close to becoming a landlord? You have just 3 million. If you accumulate 1 million points in the next 1 year, the company gives you 12 million naira. You would have earned 12 million naira, 12 times 1 million. The company gives you 12 million naira that you can apply toward their home ownership. Or if you have already put down enough, because some people are putting down 1.5 million every month, which means that in 10 months they will have 50 million naira. But if you are putting in just 15,000 naira every month, in 10 months you will have just 150,000 naira plus 12 million naira if you are building your team. If you are building a team, because you earn points in 8 levels. You earn these points in 8 levels. At the 8th level, you have about 13 million points. If you are building your team the way you are supposed to be building it. But I don't want you to get confused. Just join the training that we'll be holding this night, tomorrow night, and next tomorrow night, and you will learn more about this PV. There are other ways you also accumulate PV in our program. We have what we call a resource center that we're putting up. Everything you buy in the resource center has points attached to it. So you can also accumulate points towards your home ownership from the resource center. We also have a members bank, which very soon will be properly set up to also give you points. Everything you buy in the PWAN Group members bank also gives you points. It could be 1 point, it could be points, 0.001 point. But it will keep on building up until you have a lot of points that you can translate into cash towards your home ownership. Now, I don't want you to take this as simple as it seems. And I don't want you to be confused about it. And I don't want you to think, how are you going to accumulate 1 million points? 1 million points? But let's do a very simple mathematics. Like I said, if you become a PWAN business owner today, the company will give you 35 points. Now let's see what 35 points can give you in 8 levels. What 35 points can give you in 8 levels. That's what I'm going to be doing right now. Just a moment, I'm coming right back. Let me get a calculator. Thank you. calculation. If you become a P1 business owner today, you sign up as a P1 business owner with 52,650 naira. The company will give you 35 points. Now, everybody that comes into your team up to the 8th level, you'll be getting that 35 points. And remember, some people will come into your team with 150,000, which gives you 100 PV. So we come in with 1.5 million, which gives you 1,000 PV. In fact, it may amaze you. Somebody just became a P1 business owner and he wants to pay 15 million naira for an apartment. But yet, he wants to come in as a P1 business owner. What this means is that the person bringing that person in is going to have 10,000 PV. So you have seen very, very easy ways you can accumulate PV. But let us assume that everybody you know can only afford 52,650 to get started, and they can only afford 15,000 naira on a monthly basis as PBOs. Let's see what that can become. 35 times 5 is 175, times 5 is 875, times 5 is 4,275, times 5 is 21,875, times 5 is 109,275, times 5 is 546,875. Just a moment. Times 5 again is 2,734,275 PV. And this is the 7th level. This is the 7th level we are talking about. 2,734,375 PV. You can actually do it by yourself. 35 times 5, assuming you have just 5 people in your team. Remember, some of them will come in with 100 PV, some will come in with 1,000 PV, and all these PV will accumulate. You add PV in 8 levels. So by the 7th level, like what I just did now, you already have over 1 million PV. But we are not going to wait until you have 1 million PV before you begin to earn your bonus. You are going to earn bonus on a monthly basis, and eventually to translate on a weekly basis. In the first month, you are not earning any bonus because we have a window where you can withdraw if you are not interested in the program, or a window where you can ask for refund. Now, how does it work? Because so many people have called me to ask, assuming I join this program, you may hear this presentation right now, and you excitedly make your payment. And then suddenly, you turn out to be like one of those people that worry more about the seed they sow than those that think about the impact they're going to make. If you belong to that category, you can within 2 weeks ask for your money. You can withdraw from the program. And if you withdraw, the whole 52,000, the 15,000 naira will be handed back to you. Because, like I said, the first 1,650 is registration and 36,000 is admin fee. That particular one is non-refunded. But the 15,000 naira you pay towards your home ownership is refundable. If it's 150,000 naira you pay, it can be refunded. If it's 1.5 million naira you pay, it can be refunded, provided you request it within 2 weeks of becoming a P1 business owner. Now, you're still a P1 business owner because you can earn income in other ways in the group. So we don't refund the admin fee, and we don't refund the registration money. That is 37,650. Now, after 2 weeks, in the 3rd week, we pay bonus. We calculate bonus and we pay. We calculate all the PV that accrue to every PBO and we pay. At that point in time, you cannot ask for a withdrawal again. But if somewhere along the line, you have even put down 1.5 million, you have put down 2 million, 3 million, and you decide that you cannot continue, you will not be able to continue to get that 50 million, and you want a refund, the P1 group refund policy will apply. Will refund you according to the P1 group reform policy. Why do we have a P1 group reform policy? Because of course every money that comes into our account, the government sees it as income and we pay tax. We also do some administrative work and we pay some bank charges, and then if bonus has been paid, some of that money has been, some of the profit of the company has been used to pay bonus. So the company reform policy applies if you decide to ask for reform. On the other hand, you can also decide to apply it towards a land. You can decide, okay, I can't continue until I have 15 million, but I can apply this money towards a land in the group. So you can apply it towards a land. You can pick up a land from any of the companies in the group. 3 million, 5 million, 3 million is the least you can pick up, because it must be a land that has reasonable title that you can improve on and be able to build on when you decide to build. Now, I understand there are some questions that are coming in. Okay, so let me get the questions and I will come right back and see the ones I can answer. If you are already a P1 partner, or if you are already a PBO, we have a forum for PBOs. You can ask the question on the forum and I will take it immediately after this. On the other hand, if you are a partner and you are not yet a PBO, you can ask the question also in any of the partners forum or through your upline, your leader, your center leader, and I will also take the questions. Or you can send the question directly to me if you have my number, the number that is going to be with my PA, the number that a lot of people know that is the number with my PA. And you will compile the questions and I will give you answers. But I also want to assure you that most of these questions you may be asking are in the handbook already. So when you get the handbook, you'll be able to answer the questions. At this point, the chairman of the P1 group just came into the studio and he's going to be joining me as I round up. I've actually rounded up and I'm going to ask him to come in and maybe he has one or two things to say to you. Thank you so very much and God bless you. Welcome, Chairman.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
How are you?
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, as you can see, Chairman is also a P1 business owner. That's one of the things that we do in P1. Every time we introduce something, we are always the first to do it. We believe that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. We don't want to give you and then we don't get. So we also do the same thing we ask you to do. Everybody needs another source of income. Thank you, Chairman. Welcome.
How's it been?
Okay, fine. I've been telling the viewers, I know many of them are PBOs, so them are partners. I've been talking to them about the enormous opportunity in the P1 Business Owners Program. And I've told them about the 8 ways and the 9 ways they can earn income as P1 business owners. And I've told them about recruitment bonus, which is in 2 categories, the direct and indirect. I've also talked about the sales commission, which is also in 2 categories, the direct and the indirect. And I've talked about performance bonus, the recently introduced one, the monthly performance bonus, which will take effect from June, paid at the end of the next month. After this month's activity, the next month, the monthly performance bonus for PBOs. And then we also talked about the annual performance bonus, which is PBOs and the partners in the group. That one comes across. I also talked about center bonus, which is like the 7th way. And I've talked about the various manager bonuses. Enormous. 3 different ways. Sapphire manager, the Emerald manager, and the Diamond manager. How they can even get a home as a Diamond manager by meeting the terms and conditions attached to it. And I was just rounding up with the PV, the point value. The point like everything that you do as a P1 business owner has a point attached to it. As a PBO, you buy things in the resource center, you have points attached to it. As a PBO, you buy things in the members mart, you have points attached to it. As a PBO, you pay an installment into your home ownership, property ownership, you have points attached to it. As a PBO, you sign up a PBO, you have points attached to it. And I've just told them that every point is 12 naira, which means that if they have up to 1 million points, that's about 12 million naira. I was trying to answer the question of several people asked me, how can you turn 15,000 naira into 15 million naira? And I want to tell them that PWAN Group, as they know it, started even with less. And today it is a billion naira business. Okay? 16 companies in the group, spread all over Nigeria and spreading further. Spread all over 12 states of Nigeria and even going further to other states of Nigeria. I was just telling them too about the new estate that is launching in Abia State tomorrow.
Yes.
From the stable of PWAN Plus, one of the Cedarwood estates launching in Abia State tomorrow the 29th. And I was telling them that assuming that property is selling for 3 million, as a PWAN business owner, you are earning about 15% commission on that.
Yes.
That's already about 400-something thousand.
Yes.
And I ended up, and that's where I'm going to round up right now, and then allow chairman to say something while we close with this session. I was telling all the viewers, telling them, do not worry about the seed you sow. Do not worry about the 52,650 you are going to use to become a PWAN business owner. The truth is that 52,650 in your hands, before tomorrow is over, you use it to eat, you use it to buy data, you use it to take transport and all that. But if you sow it,
into your life,
it will come back in millions if you do just these simple things that we're going to be talking about. So do not worry about 52,650. Instead, think about the millions you can make with 52,000.
fulfillment too. The fulfillment. Owning a home gives you fulfillment.
Yes.
And anybody can get into it.
Yes. Anybody. You can even subscribe for your children. Several people have subscribed for their children. I'm sure it will make you extremely glad if by the time your child is 18 years, he or she already has a house of his or her own, or has properties in his or her name. Thank you so very much. Like I said, I'll be taking your questions in the forums.
You said your phone number. Did you call the phone number? Or you want an email?
They have most of the people listening to me came through somebody.
Okay.
If you came through a partner or a PBO, please, I will advise you get back to the person. And please, whenever you are signing up for any network marketing program, even this one, get back to the person who referred you to this program. One of the core values that PWAN talks about every time is integrity. It is a matter of integrity. If somebody told you about something good that will benefit you and benefit the person, go back to the person and the two of you can do it together. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, adding to what the Group Managing Director of the PWAN Group Business has talked about, I want to remind you that in PWAN Group, we empower greatness. We have sat down thoroughly with a lot of people and decided to come up with this new name, PWAN Business Owner. So if you're once a consultant or a partner, you have metamorphosed into what is known as PWAN Business Owner. It is the higher level of our earning potentials, where everybody can own a home with just signing up with 15,000 naira if you are a partner before, or 52,650 naira if you are coming in as a fresh member of this great membership organization. We have landed properties, we are into buildings, and right now you can choose where your home can be built for you. And start now, in 2.5 years to 5 years, you can have your home built for you, even if it is in your village. This is the greatest thing that can ever happen to real estate, where everybody, as you are signing up to become a home owner, not just land seller. Thank you very much for joining us today in this wonderful PBO business, PWAN Business Opportunity. I want to say we're going to miss you for another 7 days. By Thursday next week, 11 a.m., the Group Managing Director and I will be here once again to talk to you Now, what you need to do, if you are already a member, is to pick up your pen and paper, look through your phone, select people's names and numbers that you think this opportunity is for, and ask them to join you on live presentation on Facebook next week Thursday by 11 a.m. Tell them on time, remind them a day before, and also call them 10 minutes before the program starts so that they can hear directly from the founders of P1 Group and the president of PBO, Dr. Jane Onwumer. She knows how to explain it better. She loves network marketing and she knows how to explain network marketing. I love network marketing, but not as much as she does. And network marketing is the business of today. Get involved. We are going right now. See you next week Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.